Hello, welcome back into the channel. So, like I said in the last message, this message is about open doors because there's some of you who have moved ahead of God in the past. And because you've moved ahead of God in the past, when you were immature, right? When you were spiritually immature, when, you were doing childish things, the Lord says when you're a child, you do childish things. When you grow up, you put aside childish things, right? There's some of you who in the past have moved ahead of God. Someone's given you a prophecy, someone has told you something should happen, and so you've grabbed hold of that and you've tried to make it come to pass before it was time. But the Lord is saying that the doors are open. For some of you, the Lord is saying that He's opened a window in time for you. He's opened a door for you. And what is that? It's an opportunity. The Lord is saying that the doors are open. And for those of you who are scared and fearful of moving ahead of God again, and so you sat an opportunity on a shelf. You said, Lord, I'm not sure if this is for you, so I'm just going to sit on this shelf. The Lord is saying that when He calls you to a certain season, when He's called you to a season of marriage, when He's called you to a season of working at a certain job, when He's called you to wealth, when He's called you to health, when He's called you to a certain season, there will be an open door. He will make a way for you. If it's from God, there's always going to be an open door. If it's from the enemy, the doors will shut on you. It will be friction. I use an example of this coming to mind. I use an example of someone in the Promised Land Mentorship had asked a certain question, and so I use an analogy of when you're flowing with God, it's like a river, right? It's like a river, and a current is going a certain way. But when you start flowing with God, you hop in the river and you start flowing with the current. But when you're not flowing with God, you hop in the river and you start going against the current. This is what it means to feel friction. This is what it means to feel stress. This is what it means for it to be outside of the will of God. And so for those of you who are fearful of, Lord, I don't know if this is from you. I don't know if I'm moving ahead of you anymore. Do you feel the anxiety? Do you feel the friction, right? If you do, it's a contrary wind. If you do, you're going against the current. If you do, you're going against the flow of God. When you're going with the flow of God, you don't feel that. The doors are open. The windows of heaven are open to you. Malachi chapter 3, verse 10, the Lord says, test Him in this. When you tithe, when you sow seeds, He will open the windows of heaven for you and pour out a blessing where you won't have room enough to receive it all. But some of us have went ahead of God in the past to the point where we're traumatized and we're scared, and God has opened the windows of heaven. He's pouring out blessings, which is opportunities to you, and you're shutting Him out. You're saying, Lord, I don't want to move ahead of you. And the Lord is saying, no, the windows of heaven are open. You're mature now. You've grown in your walk with the Lord, and you know if this is for you. So I'll leave you with that today. Do not block the blessings of God out of things that the enemy has traumatized you in the past. That's a word. So I love you all as always. There's resources below. And I will be praying for you, as I always am. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, and share this message with someone the Lord has placed on your heart to share it with. I'll talk with you in the next message.